I could have, couldn't I?
Could have, yes. And good evening, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
we are live.
Here
Presto.
we go. Presto. We're
Lifting
going
up
to
my
do a pledge
sleeve.
allegiance. Two fat brothers sitting next to each other.
All righty.
All right, ready?
Ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And there we go. So this is the first. Well, my brother's playing his music.
All right,
Countdown! Hello, are you ready?
Rick and Jeff.
Unfiltered! Woo! Yes, unfiltered and live in the same room. We're gonna have a fun time tonight. I'm trying to tell you. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock?
One mic.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock?
Whole collection of other BS.
All righty.
Would you like to? Here, we'll give you one of those.
All right.
Just a shout out to the fact that we are together and live
In the same room?
in the same room.
Yes.
On the same microphone.
On the same microphone,
Holy
yes.
mackerel. You shouldn't hear us talking over each other that much. I mean,
Well, we'll see.
we definitely will be talking over each other, but at least you'll be able to hear us. That's
All right.
the thing.
Yeah, for whatever reason, this is not coming up on my Facebook page.
It is on mine.
Yeah? Well, that's because, I don't know.
Oh, hold on. What happened?
What?
There you go. How about that?
Let me see now.
Let me save it.
Save it.
Save changes. Somehow Rick got kicked off
There we go.
from the live feed of the live Facebook feed to his Facebook channel. So he is now live on his Facebook channel, and I am
Yeah,
live
we'll
on my
see.
Facebook channel, and we're live on Instagram and YouTube,
There it
and
is.
Twitter, and
Live.
everything else. So there you go. Can't get any better than that.
There we go. Wayne Fair is watching. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. He's
How are
on
you
mine.
He's on yours?
Yeah. That's what it says.
I don't like you.
It says Rick Bennett is watching too. You're watching mine too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Whatever
Yeah,
it is, it is.
my face is red because it's a little sunny down here in Tennessee. So I'm out here in Tennessee. Our mother passed away on Friday. That's
Yes.
a very unfortunate thing for us. We're doing our best to try to figure out how to handle everything and deal with everything. But it was unexpected. So she was in a facility, and she was.
Dulcie Bennett is watching. Hello,
Hello,
sweetheart.
Dulcie.
I can just turn around and say hi to her because
Yes,
she's
you
right
can.
there. Okay. Yes. Yes, our mother passed away on Friday. She'd been sick for a while, but we really didn't expect it to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And
It was a shock and a surprise.
yeah. So we are going through the process and trying to figure everything out. And my sister, my brother, and my wife came home. My wife came home from she was working in New York, and my sister and brother came here, and we're hanging out together trying to figure it out. So
Yes, indeed.
We get through it.
Hanging out at Rick's
we will get
house
through
in
it. Yes, we will.
Tennessee.
Yes, we will. So
Yeah, so we decided to do a live feed with us on the same computer connection.
yes. So see
Yes.
how this works out.
Yeah, he has his computer connected. I have my computer connected. We're using one mic.
I am now watching on my own feed, just so you know. So you're, it's 1-1 again. Whatever.
Still says Rick Bennett is watching. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I am watching right here. So.
It's not like we're competitive or anything.
No, nothing like that at all. So
And the producer
Um,
saying, talk about cancer.
yes, and producers tell us talk. It is Cancer Month, and we would like to
Get the mammals, the
pay our
screening.
respects to everybody who has lost their lives with cancer, and to those who are suffering with cancer and trying to fight it.
I'm laughing because he said everyone has lost their lives. Yeah, we are paying our respect. I misunderstood what he said. It's my mistake.
Okay, I'm gonna let
So
it slide.
I
this
thought
time.
he was saying. I thought he said something else, which it really doesn't matter. But because I don't want to be disrespectful, we do care about those that get infected with cancer and end up losing the fight in the battle. So
Yes.
we give honor to you in this month of cancer
Yes, your
awareness.
screening is done.
And our producer's
Yes,
yelling
get your
something in the
screening done.
background.
Yes, my our producer told us, tell everyone get your screenings done when you need to. I just had a colonoscopy not too long ago. Boy, was that fun! And but I had to have it done, so I got it done. So there you go.
I think didn't I have one after
Yeah,
you though?
yeah.
I just
Wayne says thank you. I am doing it now. What is that you are doing, Wayne? Are you
getting a colonoscopy.
Colon- are you fighting cancer or are you getting a colonoscopy? What's going on, Wayne?
What's going on?
So,
We don't want to make light of it, but I mean,
no.
some way, humor is a way that we can help bring
Dealing
levity
with
to
your
the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting chemo. Well, Wayne, good luck with that. And if you
Yeah.
need anything to, whatever I can do from far away, I'm more than happy.
Well,
to
can
do
we
it.
pray for Wayne right now?
Yeah.
We
Wayne,
can pray for Wayne.
Wayne,
right
I
now,
don't
yes.
know if you're a believer in Jesus Christ. But I'm
I
gonna pray
believe
for
he
you
is,
in,
but I'm not sure about
Jesus
that, but I
Christ's
believe he
name.
is.
So,
He is.
Lord Jesus, we lift up Wayne to you right now. We don't know what's going on with him. He's undertaking chemo. We just ask that you would touch and heal his body, that your name would be glorified, and that his body would be cleaned and healed of cancer totally and completely, and that your name would be the name that is given glory for it. We just ask this now in Jesus' holy name.
Amen. Amen.
All right. Thank
There you
you,
go,
Wayne,
Wayne.
for letting us know.
Yes.
Hopefully, will
Joseph
hear-
Suak is watching. Hello, Joe. How are you doing, brother?
Do you know who Joe is?
Yeah, he's a mail carrier. He's probably retired by now. He's one of those guys that was going to stick around until he had to leave, I think. But he was there when I left. He's a good guy. We joke around, so I can say what I want.
Oh, that really makes you dark.
Yeah, I told you that. So, yeah,
I look fine. Now I look like a red.
now you look red. Yes.
I don't like this. All is going well.
Okay.
Been doing it since June. Oh, wow. It's working.
Oh, wow.
Praise God.
Wow, Wayne.
Praise God.
So you didn't even tell us about that when we came and visited you.
Yes, he
So
did.
he did say something to you
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my wife knows, but evidently I don't. So there you go. And that's the way.
Like
That's the way
this.
most things usually
Like
happen
this
around
situation.
here. Anyway, so, my brother doesn't like his red face, so he's trying to fix the lighting. And
That's better.
yeah, Mary Kay makeup. My sister is
That's-
selling that.
that's-
Maybe my brother will have to buy some from her. So there you go.
Maybe she'll give me a free face makeover, facial makeover.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you're welcome, Wayne, for the blessings. It's always an honor to pray in Jesus' name
Yes.
to any of our brothers in Christ, sisters in Christ.
so anyways,
Yeah, all right,
world
so-
news. Here we go. We have
Welcome to the shit show, ladies and gentlemen.
we have what's
Excuse
going
my,
on in Palestine and Jerusalem. And wait, what's the name of that state? It's not Jerusalem. It's
Gaza Strip.
Gaza.
no Gaza, but it's
Well,
Is it
Hamas
Jerusalem?
is the it's
Hamas.
Israel.
Israel. So we got
Israel and Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.
and anybody who has tender ears should turn it off now because I have a very strong
my
opinion
brother's
about
gonna
this.
Get a little vulgar. I'm
And
just saying.
and you should turn it off now because
we're giving you fair warning.
yes, I'm giving you fair warning, and it's going to happen here before this show is over. I'm sure it's not going to happen right this
3,
second, but it's
You
going to
don't want to do it right now?
No, we'll get
Oh,
into it,
okay.
and I eventually will. I know what I'm going to say eventually, but
I know what you're gonna say too.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
So, but anyways, we have a terrorist group running a government in Gaza,
Hamas.
and Gaza voted this terrorist group to run their government by
Yes, they did.
75%. So I must say this: the Palestinians are what's the word I'm looking for, sister? Culpable.
Oh, culpable.
Culpable. Yes, the Palestinians are culpable in this action. I don't believe that we should just go after them because of it, but I don't believe that we should necessarily not worry about what happens to them when we go to get these terrorists that have done these horrific things. Thank you.
Yeah,
sister.
so Israel has been warning the people in Gaza, the Palestinians in Gaza, to get out of Gaza because they're going to come in and destroy Hamas and basically eliminate them. So they don't want to hurt Palestinians, so they're giving Palestinians ample time to flee and telling them, look, we're going to be coming in. You need to get out.
So
Because anyone that's left is going to be killed.
So here's the thing. How is the only way you can eliminate Hamas? Kill them and kill every single one of them.
Yep.
And I believe strongly that this is what needs to be done. They have beheaded children and raped women. They need to be gone off this planet. There is no place in this planet for them. Kill every single one of them. I can't say that enough. I can't say it enough.
That's what Benjamin Netanyahu says he's going to do. So we'll see what happens.
And I hope our country gets in on this a little bit, because we have 32 now, I think, Americans that were killed in this, and we cannot stand by and let our citizens be killed around the world. And I hope our president has a plan. If he does, he's playing it right now. He's doing the right thing, keeping it quiet, keeping it close to the vest, and then. What was that one that wasn't it Truman that said walk softly and carry a big stick?
Sure, sounds good to me.
So I believe, I'm hoping that's what he's doing. Yeah, it was Roosevelt. Okay, one of them guys said that, and it's a great statement, and I should know who said it, but I don't. And so I'm hoping that that's what our president.
I got it.
Okay.
I didn't want anybody to see what I was doing.
Oh, okay. Just over there blowing his nose, I think, and so he doesn't want anybody seeing it. So,
Wow.
so there we go. But anyways, that's my strong opinion about that. And I also, like I said, I think the Palestinians, there's going to be some casualties. There's going to be collateral damage, and I'm not even going to apologize for it, because they are culpable for putting these terrorists in power.
Yeah. Yep.
And anybody who says something about the Jewish state and how bad they are and blah blah blah, this and that, the Jewish state, when they go after Hamas, they try very hard not to kill innocent civilians,
correct,
women and
they
children.
have in the past.
It does
Collateral
happen.
damage is not a very good thing for them. They're very
Right.
careful in making sure.
On the other hand, when Hamas comes, they intentionally kill women and children.
Well,
okay.
that's what they did. What was it 11 days ago now? How long? How many days?
12 days ago.
Yeah.
Was it on the 10th or the 11th?
I don't know, but
Anyway,
that's what they did, and they televised it. They videoed it. They videoed, massacring women, children, babies. It's.
so here's the thing. You hear all these protests going on in our country, and most of the people who are protesting are of Arab descent. And one thing that, and so I'm going to say a couple things here. One thing is our president said, don't make this about religion. And I would say he's absolutely right, but they're the ones making it about religion.
Right.
They're the ones saying we're Muslims and we want to kill them because they're not Muslims, basically.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, Allah Akbar. So they're the ones making it about religion. So most of these people who are protesting are of Arab descent, and they have the Muslim religion, and they're protesting because I don't know why. Because we killed 2,000 of their people. Now they should just sit there so our people don't get killed. No, you know why they're protesting? They're protesting because they believe the same thing that the Hamas believes in: kill all the Jews. That's what they believe.
We want to make sure we're very clear. My brother and I are not anti-Palestinian. We are definitely anti-Hamas, and when you're a terrorist organization, you should be dealt with like a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Right. Israel is, Hamas attacked Israel on 3 fronts: air, land, and sea, and they literally walked in and killed people in the streets and shot them dead, cold blood, murdered them, raped them, beheaded them, burned them alive, all kind, and they videotaped it all. So these people are barbaric.
Yes,
they are literally barbaric. So
there is no place on this planet for them people.
Yeah, because they're not repentive. It's not like they're like, oh, we're sorry that we did that. They're thankful they did it. They're praising their God, saying that, oh, look at us, we did this, and we're such a great people. and it's sad. And everyone wants to cry peace, 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 peace. Well, you know what? What did Hamas say when they went into Israel? They weren't yelling peace. They weren't yelling like, "Hey, we love Israelis. We want to take care of you, and we want to help you, and we want to, protect Palestinians." They just went into Israel and killed a bunch of people. So anyway, it's not a good thing. Welcome to Nazis of a different. Yeah, it was the most Jews that have been killed since the Holocaust.
So, and if you look at it like this, compared to the population of Israel, how many people were killed? This is the same as Pearl Harbor and 9/11 combined for us.
Right.
If you go by the percentage of people killed.
Right.
So this is a very bad thing for them. It
Yeah.
truly is.
Yeah.
And I was looking on the map the other day. Israel is not that big of a place.
No,
it's not. I was going to look it up, but it's very small.
It is. And, a lot of people are saying, well, Palestine was there before Israel. Israel's been there for thousands of years. So when Israel escaped out of Egypt, they went into the land where the Canaanites were, and God gave them the land, and they took over the land. They had 12 tribes of Israel that took over way more land than the state of Israel that is currently given back to them now after the Holocaust. So Israel's been there a lot longer than anyone else that's ever been. So, because I'm pretty sure there's no Canaanites available or alive today. So,
and so anybody who wants to look back, there's a reason why there's a state of Israel, okay? And that's because if the world didn't make a state of Israel, then the Jewish people would all be dead by now.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. There was no place for them, and they were being killed, and the world basically said, "No, we got to make a state. We got to make a state of these." And I think the United States was on the front burner of that to help that happen,
Right.
And we should still be there for them. Who is that, by the way? Do you have any?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So we have a person watching that's I don't know who it is.
It's got some. It's a foreign person because it has foreign language in it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if it's.
But hello, whoever you
yes,
are.
hello.
Welcome to join us and put some stuff on here and let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Tell us what your name is.
As long as it's in English.
Well, yeah, we won't understand it if it's not. So
if you type it in,
probably Hamas.
it might be. They heard we were talking about Hamas, so they decided to get on the channel. But, and it is a public channel. So, and again, we're not trying to say that we hate a specific people or we we want to fight against or a specific people, except for the terrorists, Hamas. Hamas, the terrorists, whatever nationality they want to call themselves, they are terrorists, and they did a terrorist act against a peaceful nation that now they should suffer the consequences.
And anybody who harbors Hamas should
Yeah.
suffer the consequence for them. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
We need to get to these people and separate them from their lives, and so that we don't have to deal with them ever
Give
again.
them an introduction to Jesus.
Exactly. You love you. Well, they're in their world. It wouldn't be Jesus, would it? Who would it be?
Allah.
Allah.
Well, they
so let's introduce them to Allah and let that happen. So there you go.
So the Marines have a saying, it's not my God to judge, or it's not my position to judge a person. It's my position to arrange the meeting.
There you go.
So-
Exactly.
So they need to have the meeting, whether it's with their God, Allah, or Jesus Christ, who I believe is the King of the world and the author and founder of the salvation of our faith, and He's the only God. So whoever you want to say it is, let's bring them to an introduction so they can figure out whether they get their 40 virgins or not. So
yeah.
But the other thing is that a lot of these Muslim nations are paying these people.
Mark Morgan is watching. Hello, Mark.
A lot of these, I don't want to say a lot. There are some Muslim nations that are paying these people for killing Israelis.
Yes.
So they're like enriching their families and they're enriching them personally so that they can say, "Hey, we're thankful that you're killing Jews," and that's not right.
No.
Whether you like Jewish people, Israel or not, that's not right. I mean, that would be like, I don't even want to say a comparison, and we're probably going to get kicked off from the things that we've been saying already.
Well, we get kicked off all the time, so we come back. So speaking of money being spent, we know that it's a fact that Iran supports
Hamas,
and also Hezbollah, who is at the northern part of Jerusalem,
in Lebanon,
or I mean Israel,
Yeah,
Israel.
Israel, yes, correct.
And just by coincidence, Biden had just released $6 billion to go to give to Iran that they were holding up because of sanctions. And then shortly after that, this happens. Now, I got to understand that this didn't be planned in that amount of time. This has been planned for a long time.
Right.
Okay. But it took money and it took a lot of stuff to have this happen. And is it a coincidence? I don't know. Hey, Kenny Travis, how you doing, brother?
Thank you, Kenny. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. And so, anyways, we know that these guys are supporting them, and we've known it for a long time. According to our government officials that are in power right this minute, they have said this.
Yeah.
So why do we sit back and let this keep happening? Okay, you're okay. You're okay to start fighting a war in Ukraine because Russia comes in, and I don't even have a problem with that. But you know this is happening, and you know these states are harboring these terrorists.
Right.
Okay, we need to go after them. That's it, plain and simple. We need to go after them. Okay, until they decide they're not going to do it anymore. Now, there's another thing going on that Biden has sent out notices to 2,000 troops to get ready to be deployed, something like that. So have at it, brother. What does that bring to your mind?
I don't know. You lost me on that one.
Oh,
end of time. Yeah. So well, that isn't what brings me to mind the end of times. What brings to mind the end of times for me is, there's a lot of people talking about there's going to be a war against Iran. So if Iran starts attacking Israel and Turkey gets involved and the axis of evil gets involved, Russia, China, and all those people start attacking and trying to bomb Israel, even nuclear bombing Israel, then I think that we're going to see the beginning of the end of times, because the scriptures talks about when the armies of the north attack the Israelis, and the arrows are knocked out of the sky, and there are men of special condition that go in and pick the arrows up, and they use it for fuel for 7 years. Well, there's no wooden arrows that you'd be able to use for fuel for 7 years, but nuclear weapons you could use for fuel for 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of obvious that the end times doctrine they're talking about using nuclear weapon and nuclear attack against Israel, and God intervening and knocking the nuclear missiles out of the sky, and then Israel picking the nuclear weapons up and using them for fuel in their state. So, but that's definitely going to be the beginning of the end of times. We'll see the kickoff, and I don't know if that'll be the kickoff at Terminus Point, but soon thereafter we will start seeing the Revelation, where they start talking about the 7-year tribulation, the first 3.5 years, and then the second 3.5, the Great Tribulation.
So Kenny just said a couple of things here.
Yeah.
What is happening in the war in Ukraine? Have you seen anything yet? I haven't been watching a lot of news lately, Ken.
Yeah.
I read the paper, but I only read the sports in the last few days. That's
Trying
about
to
it.
figure out the Giants are going to win.
Yeah,
or not,
and then he says China just sent 6 warships to the Middle East, which I have not heard. Things are getting real, and so our government just came out in the past week and said that China is stealing so much intellectual property that it is becoming a threat to our nation.
Shocked.
Okay, what have we been saying for a year now?
Years.
A year, maybe
yes.
more than that. We've been saying,
Yeah.
anywhere but China. Anywhere but China.
China.
Now this brings it up. Our own government is admitting it now, and I have always said this: Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden have all said when they were running that China is stealing our intellectual property and we got to put a stop to it. And nobody did anything at all except Trump about this.
Right.
And he didn't do enough as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
But he did do something, which is more than the other guys did.
Right.
So anywhere but China, I can't say it enough. Anywhere but China. Yep, Biden canceled Trump's
China initiative.
initiative.
So I'm wondering. This is the first I've heard about China sending 6 warships in the Middle East.
Yes.
That's so. I'm assuming that they sent them to the Mediterranean. And if they're in the Mediterranean Sea, you're talking about close contact. And China loves
Because we have a bunch there right now, right?
Right. Yeah. Because they sent the
We have a whole fleet there.
The largest aircraft in the world. We sent.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting because China has this tendency to love to try to flirt with disaster.
Rick Moore is watching. Hello, brother. How's it going?
Hello, Rick. So, so China has this tendency to just kind of test the boundaries of what's going on, right? And all I can see, because we have such a lame duck president right now, that he's not going to do anything to to protect American citizens or Israeli citizens. In my mind, I don't. Yes, he has the ships there, but that in my mind that was like, okay, so what, right? So
and I understand what you're thinking, brother. I get it. The past has said he's a weak president. There's no doubt about it. I am hoping that he's not going to be weak when it comes to this. I am hoping that he has a plan and he's not telling you, because if you have a plan, you shouldn't tell what the plan is anyway.
True.
So I'm hoping that this happens, but I also know that him and his son Hunter have gotten $10 million from China. Okay, through what do you call those little businesses that you have that LLCs. LLCs are they get them through there, but all these LLCs do is collect money. They don't do anything. So we know that, or at least we think we know that, because there are people who have said they've seen these bank accounts. So I don't know if he will do anything against China. I hope that I'm wrong.
He let the spy balloon go all across our country and didn't shoot it down until it went off in the Atlantic Ocean.
He did.
And they knew that thing was coming across the Aleutian chain, which is an Alaskan islands off the coast of Alaska, before it ever hit the state of Alaska or came into the country of Canada.
And here's the thing: it's a spy balloon. They knew it was a spy balloon. I don't care if they figured it out when it's over Montana or whatever. It was over the silos,
nuclear missile
silos.
Yep.
You shoot the freaking thing down. You know what? You may get collateral damage. Yeah. Probably not out there, but you may. And well, I'm sorry, but this is something we have to do, and this is something this president is weak on.
Right.
He's very weak. He won't make those tough decisions. I'm hoping he's changed. I'm hoping that he has a plan for what's going on now. Like I said, I'm hoping 32 Americans being killed will get him off his ass and get him doing something. China's coming in there with their warships, and we got to make sure that they understand that we're not playing around. That's it. Ken Travis, James Comer just released a bank record showing James Biden gave a check, yes, for $200,000 Joe Biden. The same day, Foreign Business gave him the same amount.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's also a $2.1 million deal that Joe Biden used to buy a house. It happened to be right after a call that Hunter Biden threatened China about a $10 million deal that, if they don't do what they're told, he's giving them a threat, and they paid up. And suddenly Joe Biden has $2.1 million to pay for this house that he doesn't have a salary to earn. But I'm just going to be clear, because I don't want to be biased on this. There are people that are saying that he had a $10 million book deal at the same time. Joe Biden had a $10 million book deal.
Which book was that?
It never was written. So he used the funds of that book to buy this house, this $2.1 million house.
Yeah.
So
shell companies. That's what word I was looking for. A shell company.
LLCs and shell companies.
Yes. The Bidens have, was it 20 or 40? 20 shell companies. I'm going to go with the low number.
They have a lot.
20 shell
At
companies
least 20
in their names, and they don't do anything. They just collect money. That's all they do. And this is all evidence going towards them that you probably won't see if you're only watching CNN and MSNBC in the normal news at night, the CBS, NBC, ABC News, because they don't report on this stuff. They don't. But let's see what Dulcie said here. And probably been sold out to them because American politicians are all about themselves. Yep, as proven from the previous and present politicians. Our president cannot make informed decisions due to his mental illness called Alzheimer's disease or dementia. Shame on U.S. and his wife. Okay, yes. So here we go into
Off to
my
my brother.
nightly thing on we need to help Joe Biden because obviously something's wrong with him. He reminds me of my mother in her earlier stages of Alzheimer's, and as he goes on, he gets worse, and you can see he's getting worse.
Yep.
And everyone knows I hate Cruella. I don't hate her. I do not think I think she's worse for our country than Joe Biden.
Which is saying something.
But
Which is
yeah,
really sad.
but
Oh, Rodney Stepp is watching. Hello,
But-
Rodney.
hello, Rodney. But I think his wife needs to do the right thing and tell him, no, you can't be president anymore. His supporters need to do the right thing and say, no, you can't be president anymore, and let Cruella come in. Because, like I said, it's not going to
It's
be
a
good for our
world
country,
thing.
but
It's
it's
a
best
world
for him. There's
Right.
no doubt about that. And that's my spiel. And Dulcie says our president has a mental health illness and need to help. So sad. Yes, that's exactly what I was just saying. Ken Travis, yes, but has $8 million beach house too. Are those houses on the beach really worth over $1 million?
Well,
Really?
the one that he paid $2.1 million cash for, that was several years ago. That was, what is that, 2018?
Holy cow!
Yeah. So
I should have bought beachfront
It's
property way
beautiful.
back then.
yeah.
Holy mackerel!
Well, you know, everyone's saying that the water's rising, the seas are rising.
That's right.
All these beachfront housing is going to be underwater, but yet they keep buying beachfront housing. I'm not really sure they
So
understand what they're doing.
I heard a thing. It was maybe a month ago. I was watching something. There's a scientist on, and he basically was saying this. He said, "Look, is the globe is the planet getting warmer? Yes. Are the seas rising? Yes. Is it any different this 100 years than it was last 100 years or the 100 years before? No. It's the same amount. About 7 inches every 100 years is what the ocean's been rising for a long time. This is what this guy says. Okay, I'm repeating what he said, and nothing has changed. All the carbon material that goes into the atmosphere. Man only presents. Oh, I don't remember the number. 6% maybe. 3%.
I think it's 0.3, 0.0.
I thought it was more than that. Let's just say it's 3%. Okay, Jeff thinks it's less than that, but let's just say it's 3%. Is that 3% really? Oh, and out of that 3%, here's where you got.
Oh.
The United States puts in 0.3% or 0.03%
Right.
of that 3%. China is like 1% of it or something like that. And so is the United States spending trillions of dollars on global warming issues really going to make an effect?
All right,
You know?
so trillions of dollars. Here we go. Trillions and trillions of dollars. So
$33 trillion in debt.
in debt.
That's
So
right.
so we posted I posted a thing on Facebook yesterday, and I took a screenshot of it. So I'm gonna look at the photo. So basically, there was a statement about how many that we can't even comprehend.
Ken Travis says
trillion.
3.2%. So there we go. But the 0.03 was what the United States.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So.
So I'm not finding it, but we can't even comprehend.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
How much?
Oh, come on!
trillion
You
is.
got to find that, brother.
So
That was
if,
awesome.
It was awesome. So basically, if you say that there's a million seconds,
Don't misquote it. Come on, find it.
I gotta go back out of here.
Well, he's looking for that. I'll juggle or something.
Yeah. Juggle.
Yeah, we don't want any dead air time. So
Yeah.
hey, what's that?
Sing a song.
What's the Jeopardy song? How's it go?
Oh,
Do 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 do.
Here we go, I got
it. Okay, go ahead.
So the idea is people don't have a strong intuitive sense of how much bigger 1 billion is than 1 million. A million seconds is 11 days. A billion seconds is 31.5 years. 1 trillion seconds is 11,574,074.07 days. So
And 33 trillion is a lot more than that.
yeah,
So
a lot more than that. So
yeah.
So I mean, the fact that we are $33 trillion in debt is insane. I mean, these congressmen, both Republicans and Democrats, have gotten us here. Both Republicans and Democrats have had majorities in the House and the Senate and the presidency, and have done nothing but increase the deficit and the debt that we have. And currently, we are I think we're $1.2 trillion in deficit, which means that we are spending $1.2 trillion more than than what the government is taking in taxes. So I don't want to say that they're earning, because they're earning nothing. Our government earns nothing. They take the taxes away from the people and use it and spend it on stuff that makes no sense sometimes. So there is a lot of stuff that's going on like that is just kind of bizarre. And but nobody seems to pay attention, because nobody really comprehends what $32 trillion in debt is.
Yes.
have
I
no
remember back probably when Clinton was president and then Bush became president. Nobody thought when we hit $1 trillion in debt, people were freaking out.
Right.
Oh my gosh, we're $1 trillion debt. Now we're $33 trillion in debt.
Right.
Yeah. So, Kenny, I don't have any dad jokes, but I do have a Chuck Norris joke if you want to hear it.
I had a dad joke.
So if Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris and they both fought, they would both win. So there you go. Chuck Norris joke of the day.
Have mercy on us.
Anyways. Yeah, so people don't understand how much that is. And so we're talking about, I was talking with my sister the other day about the Republicans and how stupid they're being with this changing getting rid of McCarthy and trying to get a new speaker of the House in there, and they can't get it done. And I said, look, my opinion is you don't get rid of him until you got a plan. So that's stupid by Getz and whoever else decided to do that.
Gates, not Getz.
Whatever. He's
Not
a
Gates.
dingo. Anyways, you don't do that without
Sure
a plan.
opinion.
Now they're fighting with each other in between. The Democrats aren't not to blame here either, because they helped get rid of McCarthy because they thought would be good for them. Not that it's good for our country, it'd be good for them.
That's what it's always about. That's the problem.
And my point was this with my sister. I said, look, I don't. It's stupid. They're idiots. They're all crazy. But $33 trillion in debt. We have to do something different. This is at least something different.
Yeah.
Let's see how it turns out. And I think the Republicans got to get their shit together. They got to figure out who they want up there, and they got to get somebody in there. Because there's too much shit going on in the world that they don't have someone as a speaker. But again, this is something different. $33 trillion in debt. Okay, there. That's my statement on that.
So the thing that we always have to remember is that we are a constitutional republic, right? We have a constitution that has rules and guidelines on how to do the things that are necessary to have a Congress, a Senate, a Speaker of the House, a majority. A majority person in the Senate, and you have a vice president and president. Let's see.
So Kenny says, I heard today that's the reason why the rhinos, Kenny, don't let me come near you. I will give you one of these, Kenny. You haven't been beat up by a 62-year-old guy in a long time. I can tell you that right now. But anyways,
You keep telling us. Keep speaking the truth, Kenny.
I've been working out, Kenny. So there you go. So the rhinos didn't want Jim Jordan as speaker. All those stock market deals are going bye-bye.
My friends are watching.
Well,
Suki,
I don't believe in the word rhinos to begin with, Kenny, because just because you vote your conscience doesn't make you a rhino. Just because you voted against Trump on something doesn't make you a rhino. You have to do a lot of stuff to make you a rhino. I don't agree. I like Jim Jordan. I like it. My sister was telling me he's way too far right, and I was like, I don't think he is way too far right, but you know, because when he speaks, he does some right
Right.
things, but when he speaks, he doesn't say this is the way it is. He says, well, let's see where the evidence goes. Let's see
Right.
what happened. He doesn't say my opinion is this. He doesn't do that stuff. I've never heard him do that. So I like Jim Jordan. I'm not happy that they didn't vote him in. But here's the thing, Kenny.
Thank you.
Actually, I can't remember ever being threatened by. Well, now you have. So there you go. BC Soupy and Iris are watching. Hello. How are you people doing?
Well, come on, get your
Oh yeah,
stuff
there's
together.
BC
Get
Soupy
your
and
stuff together.
Vernon Stats is
Ah.
watching. Holy cow,
My
we got all
brother's
kinds of people.
slacking off over here. I'm so excited about the rhino.
Anyways, here's the thing, Kenny. So McCarthy was too middle of the road for the non-rhinos.
No,
okay?
that's not the case. So.
And well, that's why they got rid of him. He's too middle of the road. He was
No,
making deals.
They got rid of him because he was doing deals with the Democrats. He wasn't doing what he said he was going to do, and he's going against what he said he was going to do.
Well, here's the thing about that too.
That's not true.
He did. Okay,
Oh,
he
bullshit.
did make a deal with the Democrats. He did. He did.
My sister-in-law to her room, so just spare with
She
us for a
is
minute.
our manager.
Our
What do you
producer.
our producer?
My brother can't
Yes.
remember. She's
So-
something other than his wife. He
Yeah.
can't remember what.
All
it
I
is.
remember is she's my wife. I do remember that. Okay.
I'm not sure you do sometimes.
Well, I'm not going to get down that road. Anyways, I either
Okay, we're
ignore or accept or deny that response.
I resemble
Whatever.
that remark.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, so McCarthy actually did make a deal with the Democrats to get that thing passed. The budget.
No, not the budget.
No, the extension.
The
continuation, so that
yeah.
they didn't have to
shut down the government.
Now I normally my personal opinion is normally I think everything should be bipartisan. I think everything should be 60% vote or 70% vote. Because then you're going to get stuff that's in the middle. You're not going to get Obamacare, okay? Because that never would have passed if you had bipartisan.
Well,
if you had a 60%
that's
vote,
John Roberts' fault.
and you're not going to, and the right's not going to get what they want all the time. You're going to have to be somewhere in the middle, okay? Anyway, so he made this deal, and I normally would say
continued resolution and continuation resolution.
There you
That's
go.
what-
Yeah.
CR.
So he made this deal,
is all they've
and
been
he
budgeting for
had
the
the Democrats
last 40
help
years.
him, which normally I would say this is great. We got people working together. True bipartisanship, where you got some people claiming bipartisanship if 3 people from the other side vote for him. Oh, this is bipartisan. No, not really. But anyways, this particular time, not a big fan of because $33 trillion in debt. Okay,
Yes.
we can't keep doing the same shit over and over again.
Brian.
And by the
Green
way-
is watching. Hello, Brian. Welcome, brother.
And by the way, Mary Martyr is watching. Hello, Mary.
There you go. We got an audience
Holy
tonight.
mackerel,
Holy
we got
mackerel.
shit going
They must
on.
have heard us talking about Biden or
Yeah,
something. I
so-
don't know. Oh,
so
they probably heard us talking about Hamas.
So, anyways, it was about 6 months ago we were 32 trillion in debt, and now we're 33 trillion in debt. We just can't keep doing this. We got to stop it.
And
And
by
we
the
got
way,
to make different plans than we've always done. That's it.
Because of McCarthy and his leadership, we had a continued resolution last year, which he made to deal with the devil before he became, right after he became Speaker of the House, to allow the U.S. government to print as much money as it wants to print until 2025. 2025,
Yes.
not 2024, not 2023, until 2025.
Yeah.
They can print as much government or as much monetary bills, dollar bills, as they want to. And think about the deficit.
Hey,
And,
Uncle Jimmy
there
is
you go.
watching. Hello,
Right
Uncle
there.
Jimmy. How you doing?
hello,
So,
boys.
Yeah. And I remember that me and my brother talked about that. And their reasoning for that was they're still going to have to pass budgets so that they'll have control over that. But in reality, if they all get together and decide we're going to raise the debt by another 4 or 5 trillion, we can just do it. So
Ah,
and here's the thing. When it comes to this right now, comes to spending money, there's not anybody I really trust in our government. I mean, there's got to be somebody who truly is trying to be
Well,
fiscally responsible.
I think Trump hit the nail on the head today. I don't know if you saw that.
No, what'd he
Trump
say?
statement. So he said, if Jesus Christ came down to be Speaker of the House, he'd probably be the only one that could do the job and would do the job. So, and I think he's probably right, because I don't think there's another Democrat
Love you
or
too, Uncle
Republican
Jimmy.
that would be able to be the Speaker of the House and do the job that's necessary to get our spending under control.
And the point is this: if you get the Speaker of the House and you get the spending under control, and you start reducing
yes,
the
we
deficit,
are live together.
yes, we're live together. Then it's going to cost you your job, because in order to come back from $33 trillion, there's going to be some people who have to suffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're only going to blame the people who are doing it.
Right.
They're not going to blame all these fools for the last 22 years who have gone from zero deficit to $33 trillion in deficit. And everyone's to blame. Republicans, Democrats, they're all to blame.
Yeah.
Because
like I said,
you can't pick a presidential time where the deficit didn't go up. You cannot pick one since Clinton. You can't pick one.
Yes. But like I said, they've both had control of both the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they both have failed to do anything about our immigration laws, our budget deficit, and everything else. Our border, like our border controls, all this stuff, which also is encompassing of the.
I will say this about Biden. Okay, since he's been president, they did pass an infrastructure bill, which it raised our deficit. But every single president since before Clinton said that we're gonna get an infrastructure bill and we're gonna fix the infrastructure. Okay, so I got to give President Biden that he did say he would do that, and he did get that done. Although $33 trillion in debt, how do we do it now? That.
Yeah. You're right, Kenny. According to Biden, he has reduced our deficit by $1.73 trillion.
It's not the deficit that he's reduced, Kenny. It's the or maybe it is the deficit, because there's two different things. One's the deficit and one is the
debt.
The debt. So you're right. The deficit. So what he's saying is, when Trump was president, we had COVID the last year and a half he was here. So they spent a lot of money on COVID. And the first year of Biden's, they spent a lot of money on COVID. Okay, so we were spending $1.7 trillion more a year then than we are now. They're still spending more than we take in.
We're over $1.5 trillion in deficit right now.
Right.
So think about it. That would mean that we were $3.2 trillion in deficit. Now we're only $1.5 trillion in deficit.
So he's not lowering the debt.
Money.
He's not lowering the debt. He's slowing down the amount, the speed of which the debt raises is what he's doing.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with just nobody was working because of COVID. Now they're all coming back. We have jobs back. But we have a lot more to do with jobs in this country for sure. Anywhere but China. That'd be
anywhere but China. That'll get us kicked off for sure.
Money and control, Uncle Jimmy says. Absolutely, Uncle Jimmy. Money and control.
He didn't reduce it. The COVID deal was over. Yes, the COVID deal was over. So he didn't really reduce it.
No, you're right, Kenny. He didn't really do a whole lot. All he did was the money we were spending on COVID went away, and so the deficit went down, and that's it. But yeah, there we go.
Our producer's talking to us.
Yeah, what does she want?
What does she want?
Next topic, she said.
Next topic.
Is there any other topic? I don't know. What do we got? I don't remember.
I don't know. So
hey, the Giants won this weekend, so that was good,
did.
right?
That was a momentary lapse of insanity for all of us, I think. So.
Yeah, the Rangers won yesterday, so that was good. I'm a New York Rangers, New York Giants fan. So there we go. Yeah, football season is here. We need to stop paying off other countries' bills and focus on absolutely, Uncle Jimmy.
So that's going to bring up a hot topic that my brother and I are
I know.
Total disagreement.
Can I shut off my brother's mic here?
Yeah, it's the only reason that he can push the bullet button is because it's my Mona.
I know mine doesn't work, so yeah,
his doesn't work. And how many times has he contacted the dealership about this? None. Oh, he did
Once.
one time.
One
but he
time I did,
Never
yeah.
followed up.
Yeah.
So what this brings up is the whole Ukraine, right? So Israel gets attacked by Hamas, and our wonderful president says we need money because of the terrorists and Hamas to help the terrorists of Russia in Ukraine. Like those are two separate things.
Tim
You shouldn't
Smith is
be
watching. Hello,
combining them
Tim.
together. Hey, Tim, how's it going? We are praying for Biden's nursing home in Delaware.
Oh, you mean the $1.2 million or $2.1 million
No.
home,
The
Tim Smith? Is there-
And the ventriloquist, yeah. Well, I sent my brother a picture of Joe Biden speaking on Air Force One the other day, and his chin was doing this little bumpy thing, like it was melting on the side. So, but my brother thinks that's Photoshop, but you can't Photoshop video.
Oh, you can.
But anyway, so back to Ukraine. So we have a difference of opinion on Ukraine, right? And that's okay. We can have a difference of opinion.
We still love each other.
Yeah, well, we're not really sure about that. We are in the same house right now.
I have to love him until he goes
Yeah.
home, I
Yeah,
guess.
so apparently my sister's giving me a ride to the airport tomorrow.
That's
not my
right,
brother.
not me. So there you go.
So that tells you where he really stands.
Maybe you'll be hitchhiking. I don't
Exactly.
know. We'll
We'll
see.
see about that.
No, Rick
so-
meant can't Photoshop a video. LOL. No, Rick, he meant you can't Photoshop a video. Yeah, you can Photoshop a video.
No, you can't.
No, you can.
You absolutely can. I've seen it done. I've seen people do it.
You cannot Photoshop a video.
Oh,
Photoshop is a photo manipulation.
Okay, I'm
software.
sorry.
And
You
you're talking
video
about
shop it then.
video.
You video shop it then. My bad. I'm sorry.
Kidding. Will somebody please Google video shopping so my brother can shut the
That's
hell
a
up?
thing. That's a new
Because it
thing.
doesn't exist. So
Anyway,
so Ukraine, right?
where were we? Ukraine.
We're talking about Ukraine. So
No, no,
I
no.
was
so
I was
he's
trying to talk about
1
Ukraine.
million Cartier.
It didn't happen. We debunked
No,
that.
that was we didn't. Well, no, it kind of did. So we're talking about
Zelensky's wife
Zelensky's wife supposedly shopping in some store in New York City,
spending
she
one
spent
point something million,
2
in,
million in Cartier equipment or whatever.
which isn't
So-
much according to my wife for a Cartier.
It's not much.
So they didn't debunk the story as saying like that story never existed. What they said was that day couldn't have happened because they weren't here that day anymore, right? So technically it was debunked, but it was a very, very roundabout way for them to debunk the story because they went into all this other stuff and comparing it to other things that were said. And
Well, no, the same kind of story was said about her in overseas in Europe, France,
Yeah,
or something like
France,
that,
yeah.
and that one was debunked. Okay, and so then they're
Right.
saying this is the same kind of story, and then okay, so it's Jeff. If I say you killed a guy in Tennessee a week ago, but you weren't here, doesn't that debunk the fact that you
Right.
killed the guy? I'm just saying.
it does debunk the fact, but they didn't really say that this is the reason it's debunked, And it doesn't mean that she didn't go to a Cartier jeweler.
Texas
store
is up 3-1.
and
Wayne
and
Thayer says,
spend,
"Hey."
$1.2 million or whatever it is. Anyway, so that wasn't the whole point of the story. The whole point of the story was why are
Chuck
we-
Lewis is watching. Hello,
Hey,
Chuck.
Chuck Lewis.
Amy Nickerson is watching.
Amy
Hello,
Nickerson.
Amy.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
we got
and
a whole
Mackerel.
show of people. You guys
That's
are
the nice
awesome.
You
shirt.
guys are awesome.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for joining us. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have to move to Tennessee so we can do this every
Maybe.
week.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, brother. I like
My
that.
wife
idea,
does not
man.
watch this shit.
She'd be like, no way, no way.
All
that
right,
ain't
well,
happening."
anyway. So Ukraine is a whole different topic. Everyone's saying that Russia's going to take over Poland. Well, Russia's not attacking Poland, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot more that was going on behind the Russia invading Ukraine that most of us don't want to talk about. And I don't have time in the next 6 minutes to get into it. But it is a different reason. And you have $100 billion that we've given them. And we are what? $33 trillion in debt? And we're going to give $100 billion to Ukraine? And they're not auditing it. They're not keeping track of where it's being spent. They're not finding out what they're spending it on. And we're going to send them Abrams tanks, and we're going to send them cluster bombs. Oh, we can't send them a cluster bomb, but we're going to send them cluster bombs anyway. It is a shit show in what's going on in Ukraine.
Ooh.
right?
Well,
And
Tell us how you feel,
they
brother.
don't know what they're doing with the money. Well, let's keep sending them more money and let's use the attack on Israel
well,
to promote more money to Ukraine. So there you go.
I didn't hear the Israel part of that, but I will say this: he is right about there are reasons why Russia invaded Ukraine that we could have maybe stopped them by just.
Oh, we tried twice, and our president.
No,
nixed it.
I'm saying other things.
Our
I'm
president
not.
sent over Boris, the guy from Britain, to stop it.
I'm
twice.
not even saying that. I'm not even saying that you by force he stopped them. We could have made decisions about Crimea.
Crimea.
All we had to do is basically say, look, Crimea is Ukraine, but Russia, you have the right to come into to port your stuff through Crimea, and no one will ever question that. And I don't think, and my feeling is Russia never would have came in. But what happened is we're talking about
Now we're getting into the weeds.
making the Ukraine a
Russian state.
no, a partner of what do we call it?
NATO.
NATO. And Russia's like, well, I don't think we should do that. I don't want the U.S. putting nuclear bombs in 100 feet from my border.
Right.
The same way we would feel if China puts
bombs in Cuba.
in Cuba.
Maybe police stations
So-
all around America. Maybe.
Well, evidently we don't care about the police stations all around America because they're just there. I mean, yeah. But anyways, if we would have done some things there, this probably would not have happened. But it did happen. Now we have to make sure they don't decide, okay, if America lets us get this, we can just go do Poland too. Because once they go into Poland, then we will put boots on the ground there, and it will not be good. Okay.
So you might want to ask yourself a couple of questions, right?
Two. Okay.
So Crimea.
One. What's one question?
I didn't ask the question.
You were telling me I had to ask questions.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Not right in a second. I'm going to make a statement. Crimea took
No,
over.
Kenny, that was the dumbest statement a president has ever made in his life, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, the minor incursion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Crimea was already taken over by Russia. When? That's my question. When did Russia take over
When
Crimea?
Obama was president.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
and Obama let it happen.
Obama let it happen. When President Trump was in office, did Russia do anything with Ukraine?
No.
No. And I heard a story today, which I thought was a great story, of a man who was having breakfast with Donald Trump. He said, it was an amazing time to be able to spend time with Donald Trump. I got invited to the Oval Office. I, had breakfast with him. And he said basically, how did it come about with Putin, with your meeting with Putin? He said, yeah, we were having a meeting, and he was asking some questions, and I told him, look, if you do anything in Ukraine, I'm bombing Moscow. So think about that. Donald Trump told President Putin of Russia that if he does anything with Ukraine, the American military is going to bomb Moscow, right? So all those little steeples that they have on the old buildings there, which I think are fascinating, so don't misunderstand what I'm saying. He's basically going to bomb level. So Putin's response is like, "What are you really bombing? I don't know if I want to find that out." Well, he might just actually bomb them. So I'm going to stay out of Ukraine.
And that's the thing that Trump kept them out of there by force.
Yeah.
By might.
Peace by strength.
And yes, exactly. And Biden doesn't have that might at all. But there is things he could have done, and nobody did them. Am I right? I'm going to bring up because
hey, we're watching.
I got those ideas about what they could have done from another presidential candidate. He was a Democrat, now he's an independent. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I like him a lot. My wife doesn't like him, but sometimes I like somebody she doesn't. Every now and then, doesn't have him a lot, but every now and then. And that's where I got those ideas about
We're still married, damn.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Damn, she says we're still married. Damn, that didn't sound good, brother. I don't know, you might be in trouble.
Okay, time's up. We got to go.
The 1 minute warning is come and gone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So There was something else I wanted to add to your.
I don't know. I interrupted you and I lost your train of thought. So.
No, I mean it's we live in interesting times, right?
Yeah.
We need a government that is not going to withdraw from Afghanistan the way that our government did, which showed the whole world that we are no longer a strong, powerful nation, right?
Kenny says, bring Dulcie on the show. He didn't spell her name right. If you spell it right, I will. Okay, Kenny? And because I can't hear what she's saying. So Kenny wants to hear you, honey.
So
come on over here and show the
Kenny,
folks who you are.
think Dulcie.
No, she says no.
Think Dulcie. You can spell it right.
Tell
That's how Siri responds when she texts you.
Yeah.
Tell him I have
Call Dulcie Bennett.
Yeah.
Calling Dulcie Bennett.
No, it'll say like I'll have my headsets on. I'll be listening to music or something. To say it'll say, and I'll hear this bing. Dulcie Bennett just replied to a text. Like, so anyway,
I
so
have to check my schedule.
She has to check her schedule. Okay, she
Yeah.
is a very busy person. So
he is a busy person. But ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time with you tonight. We really thank you for coming here and thank you for listening to our wonderful show.
go ahead.
I want to say, God bless America. God bless our troops. I also heard that I can't say it now because I can't hear me. My brother's got the audio in front of
Let me turn
me.
it down a little bit.
So I want to say, God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless our police officers. God bless our firefighters. God bless our ambulance drivers, our first responders. And God bless America. We really need God to intervene in America.
And the what? Nurses? Yeah, God bless the nurses
first
too.
responders.
First responders, nurses.
I gotta
God
say
bless
nurses
us, our
specifically.
officers, everybody who showed up.
Yes.
Thank you all. It was a great show.
Yes.
And a lot of
God
people
bless
on
you all
tonight.
for
We
coming to
appreciate it. And again, our mom passed away.
Yes.
And we will be
She is
forever.
in heaven with Jesus, and she has a new 2.0 body, and we're kind of excited about that. So, and if we believe in Jesus Christ, we will see her again. That's my theory. So,
Thank you again, and God bless everybody.
Yeah, God bless you all. All right, have a wonderful day. Now it's time to go.